and welcome to another video. Today I'm doing part 2 of a 3-part mini-series on basic building tips. If you have not watched part 1 yet, I highly recommend doing so. I just talk about some basic building cheats, hotkeys, all that fun stuff, so that's a pretty good preface for this video. But today we're going to be talking about landscaping. I'm not going to go that in depth. This is just kind of a beginning tutorial on how to kind of landscape a starter home. So no pool, nothing crazy, and I'm just going to get started. Alright, so I'm quickly moving the lot back just so I have some more space in the front. We're going to start with a front pathway using terrain tools. So you're going to click the paint tool. I like to use any of the stones in this catalog. I also like to keep it at the softest as possible just because I feel like it blends with terrain better. I'm just going to add a little subtle path in the front. And going back to terrain softness really quickly, this is what it looks like at the maximum, which is why I like to keep it at the minimum just so it doesn't look as hard. I'm going to go ahead and quickly outline this house with some dirt just because I feel like it looks a lot more realistic. I know a lot of people use this trick to give the lot a little bit more dimension. You'll see if you'll bulldoze any starter lot in Willow Creek, they'll have kind of that dirt outline, which I like to use a lot. You can also erase terrain paint by using the eraser tool or just holding control on your keyboard if you do something that's a little bit too hard and you want it to be slightly softer. So I'm just going to go ahead and outline the rest of this house. I'm going to go all the way around. Decks will let you kind of do terrain paint under them, but if you're just outlining a room, you'll kind of have to go on the perimeter. So yeah, I'm going to finish up doing this, going to kind of refine it a little bit in the hard spots. You can see I'm doing multiple clicks just to make sure it's a little bit softer, or you can drag it, whatever works best for you, but I find that multiple clicks is easiest for me, and I'm just going to refine that a little bit more and softening the edges a little bit. And when I'm done with this, I think that's going to be the majority of the terrain paint tools done with for this video. So now we're going to move on to plants. You can obviously use this catalog of outdoor plants if you want, but those cost money, and I'm going to show you a cheat that unlocks a bunch of cheap landscaping items. It is the bb.show hidden objects cheat, so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. First, I'm going to enter my move objects cheat because I haven't done that yet today. So in order to open the cheat box, if you don't know, you're just going to press Ctrl-Shift-C. I'm going to type in my bb.moveobjects cheat. I go over that cheat in the last video, so if you don't know what that means, it was explained last time, and you can go look at that. But now I'm going to enter my bb.show hidden objects cheat, and then a second one, bb.show live edit objects. And you'll see in just a second, I'm going to be able to pull up an entire catalog of costless items, which is wonderful. So you're going to type in debug into the search bar. You're going to come up with all these options. Just choose one, and they will lead you to the monstrosity that is the debug menu. Now, the thing about the debug menu is that you can't search, and you can't do a lot of the things you can do with normal items. And I think they made this menu because these items are not like up to par with normal build items. But I'm just going to go ahead and grab a tree. You can see it costs 0 simoleons. Wonderful. So perfect for landscaping starter homes. So I'm just gonna alt place it. By alt place, I mean placing it off the grid, and you can hold alt to do that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and place that right there. What I like to do is place some plants around the base of the tree. So I'm just gonna go ahead and size this plant down. You can do that by pressing the bracket keys on your keyboard. It'll size up and down objects. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate that. I'm freely rotating it using the Sims 3 camera and holding Alt as I rotate. So that's how you do that. I'm just going to kind of scoot it around. You can see I'm grabbing some stones. I think stones and plants under a tree look pretty nice. So I'm just going to grab 2 of those, and then I'm going to get some accent flowers. Of course, I'm going to continue that with the bottom just so I kind of have like a little bit of a ground cover, but I'm going to grab these flowers, size them down, and place them at the bottom of the tree just because I feel like that looks pretty nice. So there we go. We have that first tree done. I think it looks pretty nice. I think over here in this area I might add a little bit of a gardening area, so I'm just going to go ahead to the outdoor category and add some gardening pots. So I'm just going to grab this one in the black swatch. You can see there are tons of options for outdoor activities in the base game, so I'm just going to go ahead and place these down right here. I'm going to grab 3 of them, and I'm holding shift to place multiple items at once. I think I'm going to grab a bigger one as well, maybe size it down just to give a little bit more variety, and rotate it ever so slightly just to make it look a little bit more lived in. So now we've got the front done. You can see it looks a little bit weird without terrain paint under the tree, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab some lovely dirt terrain paint and place it under the tree. I think I'm going to put it under the gardening pots as well, just so that it looks a little bit more realistic. So I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. Just gonna kind of put it around those planters really quick. I'm just going to do a little bit, not too much, and it's still going to be pretty soft. So that's that part done. You could go ahead and put some plants right there, but I think instead I'm going to make a cute little outdoor sitting area. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab one of these benches, maybe this one in the dark wood swatch would be nice, and make a little bit of a seating area. So I'm just going to put that right there, maybe add an end table next to it, and I think that is the front area done. So we can go ahead and move on to the back, because we do have a back door, so there will be space for a back pathway. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly put a trash can on the side over here. Again, with the realism, it does help if you have 2. I feel like that's a little bit more realistic, but since this is a starter home, I'm probably only going to keep 1, so that way we can keep the cost down. I think I did forget a mailbox, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop one in really quick. So there's a mailbox right there, kind of goes next to the tree. And we're going to start working on the back pathway. This backyard is a little bit too small for a fence, but we can still add some terrain to make kind of an outdoor sitting area. Maybe we can even fit a grill in. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab the same terrain texture that we used in the front, and I'm going to make a little bit of an uneven shape for the backyard sitting area. So I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out a little bit, make sure it looks cohesive with the terrain and it doesn't look too different against the normal grass terrain. You can even outline it with some dirt, which is what I'm going to do to make it look a little bit more realistic. Just have it outlined slightly with some dirt. And I think I might add a tree right here, so I'm going to add some more dirt so that way I remember to put a tree right there. And that is the back terrain done. So I think I'm going to go back into debug and grab a nice big tree. I think a big tree is better just because it's a little bit more shady and it can actually make the backyard look a little bit bigger when there's a bigger tree that kind of goes off the edge of the lot a little bit. I'm just going to quickly rotate it so that it doesn't clip with the roof too much, and I'm going to make sure that it's not really in the way when we go to do our interior. And I'm going to quickly add some ground cover over here. You can see I do have a little bit of custom content in my game, and the reason for that was because I was taking some screenshots of my Sims. Shameless self-promo, but if you have not checked out my Tumblr, please go do that. I do post some Sims for download on there. I mostly use Max's Match custom content, so if you're interested in that, please go check it out. I would appreciate it. But anyways, enough of a detour. I'm just going to go ahead and search through the debug catalog again. I'm going to look for those stones that we used in the front. Sometimes the debug catalog can be difficult to look through, but then you often find things that are totally random, like this wheelbarrow, which I actually quite like, so I think I'm going to pop that in right there. But I'm going to search for the stones. Okay, so I just had to cut because I could not find those stones in debug, but I'm going to go ahead and grab them since I've found them now, and I'm just going to place them. Also, quick note, you do not need to go this in depth. I just like my landscaping to look a certain way. This is just the way I found that works the best for me, and if you do it a different way, then that's perfectly fine. We're gonna go ahead and start working on the outdoor spaces. I think I might be able to afford a grill because this house is only worth $6K so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the cheapest grill and put it right there. I think I might put an end table next to this grill. I do have a little bit of trouble choosing swatches, but that one seems to go well with this house, so I think I'm going to choose the matching umbrella table. I normally do have a hard time choosing swatches. Like right now, I don't know what should go with which, like if I should match to the brick or to the siding. It's difficult for me, but I think I'll end up going with this color. I might end up putting 2 of these tables. No, I think just 1 is fine. So I think I will put a nice little sitting area with some benches over there. So I think I'm gonna grab a nice bench. Maybe I'll shift the layout a little bit as well. Maybe this one in this swatch is nice, or another one. I don't know. I am getting so indecisive about this, so excuse that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get that bench in there. I think I might actually switch the swatches and the layout a lot, so I'm gonna go ahead and just grab this and actually get the umbrella table that matches. I think the navy blue looks nice, but with the wood tones, it can be hard to match sometimes. Like, for example, these swatches don't exactly match up. This one is slightly darker than the other one. I'm also just gonna kind of try and switch the layout around, but for some reason these 2 tables don't actually have any matching wood tones, so I think I might just switch it so that the actual table is white. So I might go to this blue swatch with the white table. I'm also going to switch this side table to white as well, and then I am going to grab some chairs and just put them around this table. Oh, I messed up a little bit. I'm just gonna go ahead and plop them all the way around. And since this is a starter home backyard, I'm not going to be using any sculptures or outdoor lighting because those things can end up costing a lot, so I think I'm just gonna stick to a seating area and maybe a little bit of an area for a kid to play if they want to. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and grab some monkey bars. These ones in the white swatch are pretty nice, so I'm gonna go ahead and alt place them over here, and that seems pretty nice. There are also tons of outdoor activity options, so if you don't have a child but you have a sim that's maybe into astronauts and that sort of thing, you can get rockets, you can get playgrounds, all that fun stuff in the outdoor activities catalog. I think I might also add some seating next to the monkey bars, maybe for adults to sit and watch their children play on those monkey bars. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop those in the white swatch, of course, so it matches. I think I might also add some more dirt terrain paint underneath the monkey bars and underneath the sitting areas, just because, again, for that more realistic look. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop that under there. Going to make sure it's blended out pretty nicely, and I think that is the backyard done. And I think that concludes our video as well. So if you found this useful, please let me know, and if you haven't watched part 1 yet, you might also find that useful, so go ahead and check it out. The link should be in the top right of this video and in the description down below. If I've missed anything, please leave it in the comments, but otherwise, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you next time.